Hey loves, it's Brit, and in this video I'm talking about the most blessed aspect ever, Venus trine or sextile Jupiter in the natal chart. I'm so excited. I love this aspect. I have this aspect. It's technically kind of wide an orb at a 6-degree orb, but you guys, I gotta tell you, when you have a trine aspect, you want to reach for that. You want to include those wide orbed aspects, especially if they're, really lucky like this. But I'm like the optimist, right? I say, don't include those far off squares, just include the trines. No, just joking. You can obviously, you look at all the aspects, right? But the ones that are the closest in orb are going to be the most felt for you. And I feel like that's something that's really important. But then at the same time, when you have something like this and it's maybe a little bit wider orb and mine's connected into like, if I do have this, it's a grand trine in my natal chart. So it's significant, right? But yeah, anyways, so let's talk about this one. Now, this one is even more favorable than the conjunction because the conjunction can produce sometimes less actual givingness than the trine. With the trine, there is such an inherent givingness. With the sextile too, but it just takes a little bit more effort. It's more grown into, I feel like, with the sextile, but with the trine, it's like these people are born with such a generosity and giving nature. It's like they don't even think about giving like from their heart. Like, and usually the giving with Venus trine or sextile Jupiter is actually like gift giving or like buying your friend's lunch or like stuff like that. Even like financial giving with this aspect is like so innate, and like it's also not dependent on like the amount of money the person has. They give no matter what. It's inherent in their nature. They might even be over giving sometimes with this trine or the sextile, because it's like there's such an innate knowing that there's more where that came from, that they can be pretty spendy in the moment and they know there's more around the corner. So you could actually see even more excessive shopping or spending or hedonistic pleasure seeking behavior with the trine, and even the sextile too, but more so the trine than even with the conjunction, because the trine people, it's just such an easy flow of energy, especially if Sagittarius is involved or fire signs are involved. It's like they will just give all the time. It's very innate, but at the same time, on the same hand as that, or it's like their beliefs are true. Like whatever they give, they receive tenfold. And there's like this innate knowing of that universal law of like when we give from our heart, we actually become blessed. And then that's not even why they're doing it. They're just doing it because it's so innate, it's so part of their nature. So you could have other things going on, like if Venus was also squaring Saturn or something, that's gonna maybe inhibit the giving. They're not going to be like quite as giving, but when they do give, it's like it always comes back. And so this is one of those aspects that is extremely lucky financially, not necessarily, like I said, in having like a huge bank balance or something because of the spendy, extravagant nature, but they always have what they need, and they always have a little bit more than they need. And other people can be jealous of the seemingly easy financial life or the love life, that it's not necessarily that the love life is easy. The love life is abundant. And there can be, as with the conjunction, or the other aspects of square in the opposition to, many loves in the lifetime. And the heart is like, you could even say with this aspect that the heart energy has been developed in previous lifetimes. One of my favorite books, Astrology, A Cosmic Science, by Isabel Hickey, she says that with the trine or sextile, the soul forces of the person are active and awake, meaning that this is a person that acts from their soul. And I truly believe, as Brit Soul Coach, our souls are in love. Our souls are in generosity. These are like higher qualities. These are like higher soul qualities, right? And it's so there's a development that has been attained in previous lifetimes as far as the heart energy goes. So that is why they seem luckier. That is why they seem blessed. That is why, the life is, yeah, more favored in the realms of finances and in love too. And spiritual growth with this aspect too can be attained, although they might be too lazy to have that kind of growth happen, because that can take work and attunement. So you have to look at the whole chart. But this aspect is like, it's one of the most blessed to see. It's one of the luckiest aspects you can see. If you have it, or if a client has it, or someone you're talking to has it, you want to really emphasize it, because they might not even realize their good energy and their heart energy and their generosity. Like, they might just think, oh, that everybody's like this. Now, that can also lead to disappointment when they're relating with people who do not behave in the same way. And you could see that they can be hurt when the unconditional giving that they give to people is not reciprocated, but it doesn't ever stop them from being open-hearted. It's just, there is kind of an expectation, kind of like, before we realize we have this trine, that like everybody's just like that, like everybody's loving, everybody's giving. They're not in this lifetime, right? So that can be especially hurtful. Although it's another quote I love, I forget which book says this, but it's like, when you have Venus trine or sextile Jupiter, it's not a burdensome life. It's like, you know how to let hurts go. Like, it's the exuberance, the positivity. Like, there's always something better around the corner. They truly believe that. And it's, it's such a blessing to have this trine. So in the love life, it is likely that there is growth experiences through love. There is lessons in love, but the Venus Jupiter aspect is known for like positive lessons in love. So it's like the person with these aspects is more open to learning from a partner, or experiencing more. Like, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. They're ready to enter in a relationship and be expanded by that person. So that could mean physical travel. It could mean marrying or loving someone from afar, like, and then that broadens their life and their perspective. Or it could just mean dating someone that is having some very different beliefs than you, and like that broadens your mind. So it's like they know that love is meant to expand you. Love is about growth, and love is about learning. And with these aspects, they're ready to do that. They're like, I'm all in. Like, I'm ready to expand my consciousness through love. And they do. And they do through the relationships as well. They grow through love. They grow through all types of social interaction. They can be more social with the trine or sextile aspect. Not that they necessarily seek it out, but it's like, if people are around, they're warm. This is a warm, friendly kind of aspect. And yeah, what else do I want to say about this? There's so much that I could say about this, but yeah, you want to look at, especially for the trine, the element that this is taking place in, and that element is going to be a real gift. It's a real spiritual gift. Like, it's a soul gift. It's a soul energy that this person has and that they've developed, like I said, in previous lifetimes. That's what's said about these lovely Jupiter trines, is that good deeds have been done in previous lifetimes. And that is why the blessings, the abundance, the material abundance, like I said, this is likely even more so than the Sun trine or sextile Jupiter. Venus trine or sextile Jupiter, the life is more financially blessed. And at the same time, though, with that, there is a lot of giving. This person can be extremely generous, giving to charities, or even just, like I said, it's like, this is the person who treats people, and they love to. They love that, because Venus is the heart too, and they love giving. Like, that is a part of their feminine energy. That is a part of their inner lover. That's a part of their flirting, as well as being extremely generous. And in the way that they're their placements show, like Venus in Cancer trying to Jupiter in Pisces, maybe that's more emotional nurturing. Maybe that's more like, cooking for the one you love. You always think Venus in Cancer is like the chef, right? Or the cook. But then, Venus and fire, right? Like what I have, it's more the gift of giving is like being inspirational and like, sharing that like zest for life and exuberance and confidence. And it's like stuff like that, right? So you have to look at the signs that this is happening in. I've also seen with the sextile, when it's fire air. That's a real gift with words. That's a real gift for speaking and communicating. And yeah, so if air is involved, there's a real speaking gift. But even the sextile, because the sextile is like a more active aspect, the sextile people might not feel as lucky as this. Like they might be watching this video and thinking, I'm not like that. But this is something they can activate. This is something they can develop. And the sextile too is even more relational. It's like they actually gain even more through people and having beneficial associations. It's funny, you could have someone who has a Venus sextile Jupiter aspect and they're just so liked by people. They just have a real unassuming, like kind of energy that's just very attractive, very likable. That's something about these aspects, is they're very likable, although like I said, people might be jealous at what they perceive as the level of luck in this person's life. There could also be luck in gambling, like risk taking in love, especially like they, because their beliefs, it's like they grow through love, and like it's safe for them to like go for it, and like they might do some kind of like crazy risk-taking thing, like move across the country to be with a lover, and then it's like it works out, and maybe they had never met them before and everybody's thinking, what, like how could you do that? But it works out for them. there's gain through love, there's gain through women with this trine, and there's definitely gain through any form of like studying what you're passionate about, and then even like teaching. Now with Venus Jupiter, there can be some laziness. This can be wasted, which is the sad part, is that this beautiful trine in many people could end up amounting to nothing, because there's a real peace in these people. There's a peace. That peace might prevent them from going out and doing stuff and getting things, because they're just like inherently peaceful in the moment, which is of course a blessing. But that could end up, if there aren't other challenges in the natal chart, that could end up really keeping them stagnant. So it's like if you have this trine or you have the sextile, you want to get out there and be around people and be social and be doing things that can help you gain financially, because you will, but you have to put yourself out there, right? Like you can't just like, they might not have enough drive or impetus to like actually like try to do things with this trine. So that's the negative side, is like it's almost like too blessed or too easy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what else? Yeah, these are the kind of aspects that you get for good deeds in a previous lifetime. Maybe you were a giving person. Maybe you gave to your lover, and now you attract people who give to you. Venus Jupiter in the natal chart could also be like the person who ends up having a sugar daddy or a sugar mama with these aspects. Not always, because it could also easily be that they are the sugar daddy or the sugar mama, but like there's also a vibe of that. And not in the sense of like, this isn't daddy issues. This isn't like Venus Saturn having a sugar daddy, which is coming from a self-worth thing. This is like having a sugar daddy because you believe that love brings benefits and growth and wealth, and it's an expectation of givingness. So it's different, okay? I've got to see that there. There's different variations of having that kind of relationship. And that's just one of many potentials here, but it could also be so there's that potential of like actual financial gain through a relationship. But there's also, like I said, I've already talked about the growth and the expansion, the learning, the broadening of perspectives through relationships. That's the other side, or sometimes maybe it's both that can happen. And also with the trine of the sextile, especially the trine, there can be a lot of relationships. So you might have many different types of relationships that teach you different things, and that ends up leading to an abundance of wisdom about love and about relationships and about self-worth, and you can end up really helping others with this one because you've experienced so much because of how Jupiter and Venus want you to go and experience it, almost like in a pleasure seeking way, right? It's like you want to experience these various types of relationships. You're kind of open minded with this aspect, or you can be open minded with this aspect because it's all for growth, it's all for learning, right? So I'd love to know your experience of this aspect. If you have it in your natal chart, I'd love to know what has it been like for you. And thank you so much for the requests, you guys. Keep those requests coming, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.